Hey, man, we had us a race at Phoenix International. If a race happened in Las Vegas and Phoenix International Raceway, would people watch? Well, I'm sure people watched, and they saw a product that I know NASCAR can't be happy with, at least from a visual standpoint. William Byron, nice guy. He's been in the Freak Nation. But when you got the personality of a shoe, it fits hand in hand with a race. It does, man. A boring race.
Maybe that's why they threw the flag with 10 laps to go, so they could have a green, white checker finish.
Man, they would never do anything like that, buddy.
I had a NASCAR race director who ran races tell me once that he would see a piece of debris on the track and throw the flag when he wanted to.
But that was 10 years ago. That was before this current management group.
I'm telling you what I was told.
Suave, you were there at the race. Crasher, you were too. And we talked about this last hour, and I hate to be redundant, but it's a fact that watching the race versus being at the race, not 180 degrees difference, but it's just different. It's a constant drone of the cars. You see the crowd, you see the pomp and circumstance. Then you roll in the media center, eat some free food, get all fat and happy, take a nap, come back out and see the race. Richie, was there any more excitement at the race than what we were watching on TV, bud?
I said this in the first hour. I'll say it again. I feel like every time you go to a NASCAR race at Phoenix Raceway, they put it on the right way. Now, I will put this in context. I have not been to any other NASCAR tracks other than Phoenix Raceway. So my comparison is very, very short-sighted. Yes, that's true. But that doesn't really count. That was a completely different experience. I'm talking about like an actual NASCAR track that was built for motor racing. And Phoenix Raceway does it right. Like they were sold out again today, which again, you don't really get in many other places. And so for the event that it is, it's always fun to go out to Phoenix Raceway. They put it on the right way. And most of the time, you're really not there to watch the race. You're there to party. You're there to have a good time. You're there to hang out with your friends. You're there to shut your mouth for 3 hours so that way you don't have to talk to your friend during the race because the cars are so loud going around the track. But so for the people that are there, it's a great time. And I think that's the kind of a dichotomy in a way that NASCAR is going to have here is when they look ahead to the championship race moving forward is, do you want to go to a sold-out racetrack where fans are really happy to be there, or is it just a TV product that you're trying to put on? I think that's something that NASCAR has got to talk about and think about moving into the future as far as the future of their championship race moving forward.
Yeah, I think Phoenix Raceway was one of the first ovals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really believe they were the first or the second oval to really reinvent the infield and putting bars in there and having Jenga, big life-size Jenga for kids to play with and allowing kids to spray paint a wall. And it's such an experience there. We've seen things like that. I've been in IndyCar pretty much my entire life, and I've seen things like that on street circuits. Street circuits always have entertainment. You have freestyle motocrossers going, doing their thing, and you have a convention center full of places where you can get free garb. So, yeah, street circuits have nailed this entertainment factor for a long time. Phoenix Raceway, one of the first ovals to pick it up. We now see it at WWTR, also a very packed infield and midway. Indianapolis has always been pretty good about their infield and midway. So, yeah, just more ovals. Please do this because regardless of what's happening on TV, it's uber fun for people in the event.
Crash, we've been to bars in the infield at Daytona, for crying out loud.
Well, okay, but that was a makeshift bar.
Yeah, but it was still a place where alcohol was served, and that,
valid
by definition, that's a bar.
Okay.
That wasn't the 24 hour. It wasn't the 500. Maybe that has something different. That wasn't a NASCAR race. It was an IMSA race. But yeah, Phoenix wasn't the first one to think about that.
Okay, valid point. And I think Daytona is the only one that has a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. Who needs a G-dang Ferris wheel when you have freaking Mike's Hard Lemonade or a 66-ounce Miller Lite ready to pour down your freaking gullet? Come on, man.
I want a Ferris wheel.
And look, the parties at the track, I get it. But the numbers on the TV screen, it's what sells. And if your product sucks hind boob, then you got to do something about it.
Hind boob.
You don't need to repeat that stat, man, because I'll probably get a phone call from the head of MAV TV tomorrow morning. Listen, you got to figure it out, that the product on the track, that's what freaking sells. I mean, that MAV TV with all the races, they want to see head-to-head competition, back and forth, bam, 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 bumping and banging. I don't care if it's two-wheel or four. They want to see it on their network. So does NBC. So does Fox. You got to find something to keep people watching that freaking race and hearing drivers talk about, man, I love the race. We were bump drafted and we were this close and we were doing this coming out of 3.
Guess what? Sounds like Daytona.
But you know what? I didn't see it at Phoenix, man. I didn't see it at Vegas. You got to, that's one reason why Texas is going to implode their track.
True.
Because it's been a snore fest for years. I love Texas. I love the dudes who run the track, but they know it. That's cool. That's why they're going to blow the S up, man. They got to get a better product out there.
That's a shame. Because okay, so what happens then? Because Phoenix used to be a pretty good NASCAR race, and Texas used to be a really good NASCAR race. Why? It's weathering. I get that. It's rubbering. It's whatever. Why do they change so drastically, though? Never mind. I'm going to answer my own question. The cars change. Everything changes. Aero changes. And it just doesn't suit the track anymore, I guess.
Just take off a spoiler. Take off something that forces the driver to really wheel that car.
Yeah. Statman's been arguing that for decades. Yes. Put it back in the driver's hands.
Yeah.
Yep.